I've gone through and watched every single second of every one of these Fusion tier list videos that's gone up. And I feel like I have enough information now to do my own Raid Fusion tier list. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grade these based solely and exclusively on the content of the video and the quality of the tier list, okay? No other criteria will be considered here. I wanna be very clear about that. This has nothing to do with my opinions of them as people, or content creators, or anything other than what's in the video of their Fusion tier list, okay? I feel like I'm probably the most qualified to do this. So let's go ahead and get into it. First up, we've got Cold Brew. Now, Cold Brew's Fusion tier list is a bit older. It's about a year old. So it's not part of the loop right now of that's what's going on. That being said, one time we were on a call, several of us, several other guys, and we may have even been recording a video. This may have made its way into a video or a stream. And Cold Brew has this little mini fridge that holds one canned drink and keeps it cold. It's literally the size just big enough to barely fit one canned drink in it. And he showed us that in the video. And that was just crazy. So S tier, obviously. Next up, we've got Nubkex. We'll do Nubkex next. One of my favorite raid creators, actually. I think I've said this multiple times. I think he's putting out great content. Real good at Hydra. Great hair. Great accent. A tier. YST. YST recently went full-time content creator, which is really dope. So congrats to him. Go show him some love if you haven't yet. He put out his tier list video a couple days ago. And I'll say I probably, for a straight year, think about his verse from Raidzilla at least twice a week. At least twice a week I think about his verse. And I think that because of that, there's probably no other place except S tier that I can reasonably put him, put his tier list. Madcapper. He's just a real son of a bitch. F tier. Ash. We've got Ash here. Now, Ash has a lot of tattoos. He put his tier list up not long after Chosen. I think he was one of the first ones to put up his tier list after Chosen. And that's where the drama aspect comes into play here. Now, was there drama? Not really. Not really. But if you recall, during the Content Creator Hunger Games, Ash and I were snuggle buddies at one particular point in the Hunger Games. And that's got to mean something. That wasn't for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I think I have to go A tier as well. I think I have to go A tier as well here. Next up, we have my tier list that I did with Hell Hades. This is another very old video. It's not part of the loop here. It's just outdated, I would say. But I think it's solid. I think I'm right, of course, usually. And I think Hell Hades is also right, usually. So that being said, in the interest of fairness, trying to be impartial and reasonable here, I think probably S tier is probably where that one has to go. I don't really see another option. And then last but not least, we have the man who started the whole thing here. We've got Chosen. Now, this is an interesting one. This is an interesting tier list. No stranger to tier list drama is Chosen. Has had his fair share of run-ins in the tier list space here in the raid community. He did tell me to buy a stock a couple of days ago that's now down. And I feel like that has to be considered in the decision-making process here. He does have a cat. He does have the longest starting screen on the Twitch platform. There's no streamer on the platform that has a longer starting screen than Chosen does. And I think that probably has to play the biggest part in the decision. And I think for that reason, he probably has to go C tier. Because C for Chosen, right? C for Choffley. Now, it looks like we're done, but there's some important things to do here. The first thing we have to do is we have to move the C tier up above the B tier, okay? That's an important distinction that we have to make. And then what has to happen is the F tier has to then come up above the B tier. And what we have to do is make a new tier, and it's called turd, right? Don't ever do it again. There, that's what I wanted to happen right there. And then in here, it's turd. It's the turd tier. And if you're Irish or something along those lines, I don't mean third. I don't mean it as in like 3. I mean like turd, as in like what comes out of your anus when your body has taken the food that you've put into it and absorbed all the nutrients it's going to absorb, and then consolidated it into a physical collection of waste for your body to expel. That's what I'm talking about. That's the turd tier. And that is where we're now going to pull Madcapper down to. Right? And then up here, we're going to bump the C tier above the A tier. But then what we have to do, now that that's the case, is Ash and Nubkex have to come up here, and then Chosen has to come down to the A tier. Okay, the S tier I think can't really be touched. Now I think we've probably got the most accurate representation, strictly based on the quality of the tier list that they've put together for the fusions that we've had in Raid Shadow Legends. I think we can probably all go to sleep now. We can all probably go to bed. Even if you just got up, because a lot of you in the States are probably, you're probably watching this in the morning, because that's when it'll go up. Just go back to bed. You can take the day on me. Call your boss and let him know. JGigs said you can have the day. And just go back to bed and get a little bit of sleep. And we'll try again tomorrow. Because sometimes that's just what's in the cards. So that's it. And this is just objectively correct. So, you can leave opinions in the comments or not. I don't know what to tell you.